But what I think I will do is I've got a week and a half here. It's Wednesday, so I've got till next Friday fly out from Bozeman, which was actually pretty good. That was pretty decent. I need to book another ticket, the exact same one, 2 weeks later. I really like Alaska Airlines, but I need to book that ticket again. And I think it's just the airflow hitting my van. And then I need to then I need to come back, hopefully between now and 3 weeks from now. Hopefully by the time I fly home the second time, it's all fixed and everything. So when I come back on like the 21st of August, around that time, I can just get the hell out of here, go to Glacier. I've got 3 weeks to get to Calgary. So what I want to do is go to Glacier for spend about a week going up through Helena, go see some friends, go up to Glacier, and then cross into Canada, which will be interesting. I've never crossed into another country with my van. So I'll figure out how to cross into Canada, make sure I've got everything, all the insurance and all that stuff. Don't have any live wood or firewood or, animals, exotic snakes or anything. I have to get rid of those. And then going to, just start making my way through Alberta. Is that where Calgary is? Yeah, Calgary, Alberta. And go up into Banff, which will be a madhouse and busy, but it'll be, going into September. So it'll probably be a little bit busy. And then I think what I'll do is see if I can fly direct from Seattle back to Houston, because I know Spirit flies from Seattle to Houston. So then I'll be back on points, and then I won't have to pay for plane tickets. I'm paying a little bit. I've got points that I could use for Alaska, like through Priceline. I've got deals and stuff and credits. So that's how I'm able to do this. But if I'm able to fly Spirit to Houston, the flights are free. So if I want to spend some more time in Seattle. I want to go back to Olympic National Park. I want to go back up to the Maca tribal area, which is a $20 annual fee for the recreation. I want to go explore. I want to get to Cape Flattery, which I couldn't actually walk into because there was just too many vehicles, and I didn't think about getting out and going to the northwesternmost part of the contiguous United States. That way I would have been to all 4 of the contiguous corners or something. So I'd like to do that. So that's my other plan. And then what I want to do is come back around and just kind of make my way, I guess, back to Texas, maybe. Or maybe just go back into Vegas for the winter. We already did Vegas for 4 months. But I would like to spend as much time as I can in Seattle until it starts getting cold. And then I've got some friends in the Bay Area, San Francisco area, that I can stay with. But I don't really want to go into California. It's too expensive. Even though it's not that big of a state compared to Texas, I don't really want to pay $5 a gallon for gas at all. But I would like to try to explore more of the Oregon coast. But I think Seattle would be a good hub for at least a month or 2, maybe until October. And then I do have to start getting back to Texas because I've got school stuff once school starts. But I do have some things to wrap up for, everything else that I'm doing. So we're gonna just try to figure it out. We as in me and Bucky here. So anyway, but that said, let me just head back to the park hub, and I'm gonna finish watching. I've been watching Sex and the City, the original first series of it, and I realized that pretty much everything us Gen Xers ever learned about men came from that TV show. Maybe, I don't know. I was a late bloomer. I didn't really date anybody. I dated Jeff when I was 14 or 15, I think I was, in high school, but that was about it. So I didn't date anyone in college. I didn't really date anybody until I was done with my degree. I just wanted to get my education and get the hell out of there. I was like, I need an education. I don't want to get married at 18 like my mom did. So she had my sister when she was 20. So my sister's 12 years older, so we don't really know each other very well. So but anyway, that said, it was good to talk to my daughter tonight. Miss her tremendously. Can't wait to see her again. A beautiful day. I'm glad I'm kind of taking the day off. I really wish I didn't get injured. This kind of sucks. But at least for the next 2 weeks, I'm just going to be hiking, finally exploring the area, kind of spending the morning out in the middle of nowhere. And then I'm going to do something close to, maybe I'll do Storm Castle. I haven't done Storm Castle hike yet. So I'll do Storm Castle when I come back Monday, get my bike. I don't need to get groceries or anything. I'll do that Monday. I really like the 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. flight. Even though I have to get up at 2 a.m., it's a 4.5-hour flight to Seattle. So I just sleep the whole time. And I've got the very back row this time, which I was kind of hesitant about, but I'm actually happy. I was like, this is great. I can sleep the whole time. I've got my new memory foam pillow. which has been fantastic. So I take 2 pillows with me, the one that goes around your neck, which I hug just to kind of keep my back straight, and then I've got the memory foam pillow, which was fantastic. So I'll just sleep the whole time. Hopefully nobody's next to me in the row, which will be great because then I can just have the whole row. And then I get to Seattle, then I have an hour and a half before I get onto, or 2 hours before I get onto the Bozeman flight. And so yeah, it's a really, really nice flight. It's much better than any of the Vegas flights I've ever taken, or any of the layovers where I've got 7 hours in Vegas, which is bullshit. Like when I was flying through Salt Lake City, I'd have to wait 7 hours in Vegas when I could just drive 5 hours to Salt Lake City. But anyway, but those flights were free because I had all these 1,000 million points. But the flights on Priceline, you know, they're pretty reasonable for getting from Houston to Bozeman. And so then it's actually cheaper to go from Calgary straight to Houston. So I would like, hopefully, John can fix the van over that weekend and I can get out of here. I've got 3 weeks before I have to be home. I can get out of here and start heading up to Glacier, Kalispell Glacier, and then, you know, Helena, and then, or Helena, Kalispell Glacier, Holbridge, and then heading up through into Canada. Now I'm not going to book a ticket until I get into Canada, so I've got to kind of persuade my hand to work because I've got to get the van sorted. I need to do an inventory list, which would be, you know, nice for the customs people, just to hand them a list of what's in my van. And yeah, I've had a lot of friends that have crossed into Canada at various points through like Ontario and through British Columbia and through Alberta. So I think it's a pretty popular crossing because everyone goes into Banff. And I would like to go up there. I've never been to Calgary, I've never been to Banff National Park. I'd like to go over to Jasper and just, you know, kind of have, you know, a week and a half, 2 weeks out there, and then just, you know, be on my computer in the evenings. And I have my, you know, Wi-Fi and everything. I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know how the Wi-Fi is going to work over in Canada. I have global roaming, unlimited roaming, so I don't think I need to buy an eSIM or anything like that, but it'll be a new thing. I've never taken Prudence to another country. I've always just kind of left her and walked over to Mexico. So, like from Tijuana or Nogales or, you know, Brownsville or any of those places. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do. I've already been to Casper, which was great. I would totally do that hike again up the mountain. But I already did it, and it's hot now. I was there like at the end of the summer last year. I don't know, I was here around the same time. Because I ended up back at Angel Fire, end of August. So I was in Casper, and it was cold, and they had mountains and shit. Like I didn't even know they had ski resorts in Wyoming. I gotta figure out, I could go through Cody, which is more like, I don't know, or I could go through the like mountains through Winter Park, which might be interesting to drive that way. Maybe stop off in Winter Park, even though I can't mountain bike. I could try. I mean, my wrist is getting better. My bike is fixed. I've got brakes now that work. But last time I crashed at Winter Park, and so I hurt my hand, this hand, quite a lot. So it was probably the beginning of the break. But I might go through, yeah, I could go through Winter Park again. Maybe go do some hikes. Go do some mountain driving now that the van is all fixed and everything's good. Just a lot of gas, you know. So I got to figure out. Tomorrow I'll have a better idea when I wake up. But yeah, I have 2 options. I can go through the Rocky Mountains. I could go to Rocky Mountain National Park again, but it's Labor Day. I luck out though on holidays. I've been in Mount Rainier, actually Yosemite, I think around 4th of July. I've been Mount Rainier on a holiday, 4th of July week as well. I've been to Bryce Canyon many times on Memorial Day weekend. Labor Day weekend, you know, people might go to Rocky Mountain National Park and they might just have barbecues, because that's kind of the thing. Let me double check, hang on. All right, Rocky Mountain National Park, if I go through Estes Park, is just right like near Boulder. It's like right as I get into Denver. So if I did it, it would be like Wednesday. It wouldn't be tomorrow. And I still go through Casper and Cheyenne. So yeah, so you see that other like lighter blue line? That's going through like Winter Park and all that, which is kind of where I want to go. I will stop in Casper because they have a really good rest area that I could stay at, which I think is on the way. I don't know. There's not a lot between here and Wyoming, like Casper, Wyoming, Cheyenne, Wyoming. They have 2 escalators in the whole state of Wyoming, and they are both located in Banks. One in Casper, one in Cheyenne. And I was going to do a kind of a cool thing on that, but I don't really need to go see an escalator. I don't know. I don't want to stay in Billings. I could just slowly make my way across Or I could just go spend a couple days in Rocky Mountain National Park. I don't know. I'm not in a hurry to get to Denver. I just have to book my ticket tomorrow and just, you know, confirm everything with the other half. So anyway, you could be exploring the beautiful wonders of the Planet Fitness parking lot or Rocky Mountain National Park. I think I'll go back to Rocky Mountain. I'll see if I can get the permit to go on the Bear something road that I had last time, but it was snowing, so I didn't get to do the glacial hike. I'm going to go to Rocky Mountain National Park. I'm a national park enthusiast, so I'm going to go do that. And I'm going to go leave tomorrow and go spend Labor Day somewhere else on the way. Maybe Casper. It's like 6 hours. Yeah, I don't want to drive 6 hours tomorrow. I'll stay here tonight. I'll leave tomorrow. I'll go into something in Wyoming. I'll find some hike somewhere. It's so bad that I can't ride my bike anymore. And then I'll go into Rocky Mountain for like 2 days. And then when I get to Denver, I'm just going to stay in Boulder at the, like, you know, outside of the hospital. So it's not going to be too exciting. I do have friends there that I can visit. And I used to be like the social butterfly. I'm like the anti-social caterpillar. Like, and I'm the hungry caterpillar. Like that little greedy SOB. Yeah, so, okay, so that's going to be the plan. So I'm going to go do that. I'm going to go somewhere between here and there's other stuff. I mean, there's fun things along the way. There's only like 4 things to do in Billings, and I've already done 3 of them. So, yeah, so I'm going to go through some other places. It's going to take me down Logan, Gross, I don't know what that is. All these weird towns. I like old, like ghost towns. Like, if there's like a freaking Wyoming ghost town, I'll go there. Yeah, I want to do something fun. And then just go down into this Bighorn. That's not Little Bighorn. And Buffalo. There's stuff to do in Buffalo, Wyoming. I found some things there. That was fun. Maybe I'll go to Buffalo, stay there for the night if there's somewhere to stay. It's a very small town. Z-Bar, Cabins and Motel, the historic Occidental Hotel, and a YMCA and a thrift store. There's not a lot in that town. And then there's lots of wasps here, by the way. If you're allergic, I'm not allergic to anything, but if you're allergic to wasps, just beware. These wasps are the size of children. They're like massive. Anyway, so after that, yeah, I think I'll go into Estes Park and Rocky Mountain National Park. Maybe I can get a campsite for a few days. I have no cell reception. I'm going to try to get all my work done today, my videos and stuff, and some other admin things that I have to do, so I don't have to worry about anything. And then, yeah, get into Casper. I guess, so tomorrow I'm going to drive, go to Buffalo, and then I think I'll spend the night in Casper. And then the next day I will drive a couple hours into Rocky Mountain National Park. It's going to be a couple hours. Let's see, Casper is how far from here? Sorry, this whole video is just me looking at a map. Casper's 3 hours, which means that Rocky Mountain National Park is 4 hours from Casper, which isn't too bad. It's a beautiful drive, and there's probably boondocking places along the way and hiking places. So I'm going to do some investigating today for my adventuring and figure out where I'm going to go and how I'm going to do that. Anyway, okay, so that's the plan. So yeah, it's too hot here. Don't need to be in Billings. I'll stay one more night. And then I'll drive, yeah, just drive tomorrow, find something to do. I don't want to work out at the gym in the morning. I might work out at the gym and just have a driving day to Casper. And then maybe that's Monday. Tuesday, yeah, just head into Rocky Mountain National Park. And it will be Labor Day week, but people are at school now. So Labor Day is going to be the only busy day, I think. If I can get that Bear something road thing, then that'll take me up to the glacier hike, and then I can go do that finally and go do a really good long hike again. And then, yeah, probably spend like 2 days in Rocky Mountain, get in touch with my friends in Denver, see if I can mooch dock in their driveway, and then just fly out Friday. I'm gonna try to get out of Denver Friday instead of Saturday. I gotta see what the flights are. I think the flights on Frontier are like just shit. You know, like I think I stop in Orlando, and I think it's direct flight actually. I think it's like 2.5 hours from Denver. Direct flight, but I think I leave at 6 a.m. and then get into Houston at like 7:30. Like the same time zone, I think. So yeah, 7 or 9 or something. I don't know. I've got to figure it out. And then I've got the weekend at home, and then I go back to Denver. And then I think I'm just going to go live in the mountains for 2 weeks. I don't know. My friends work, so I'm kind of limited. All right, there's somebody in that van right there, in their little factory-built van. They're cool, but they're just so big. They're like buses. Okay, I'm wasting too much time. I need to go work out. It's 11 a.m. already. I'll go do 30 minutes. I'll go shower. I'll make lunch in the van. There's Starbucks right here, but I'm gonna go to a different one. And I'll go up into town to the Moss. Maybe I'll drive around Billings for a little bit, go check out the downtown. But I'll go to the Moss Mansion for about an hour, and then probably around 2 or 3, I'll park up and start working on the computer. That's my day. Okay, see you later. Bye.